Hey kids, and welcome to the show. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about a couple important things that are happening really quick. Hopefully this is a short video. But as you guys know, I'm a prepper and I like to keep prepped. And most of the things I like to prep about are financial stuff. Okay, now you know I'm a big advocate. No debt. Stay out of debt. Well, we have some things in the market that I'm looking at that look to me to be having inflation just continuing to head up. So what does inflation mean? If you don't know, inflation is when the dollar starts to be worth more or less, For example, you go to a movie, let's say that movie ticket costs $10. That's just average because I know you can get them less and you can get them more. So it's $10 movie ticket. So you take $10, let's say you make $10 an hour. So it takes you 1 hour work to go to a movie. Well, when inflation starts to hit now with the oil crisis, with the Colonial Pipeline and all that stuff, the cost of transporting stuff goes up. Now, movie theaters, it's mostly all digital now as far as the movies are concerned. But you have to remember, like in a movie theater, the majority of their profit comes from those really expensive sodas and stuff, not from the movie itself. The studios get most of that profit. So, why do I say that? As that movie theater has to pay more for the popcorn and pay more for the soda, and pay more for the electricity, the price of that ticket is going to go up like $11, $12, $13, $14, right? So once it goes up to about $14, it's great. It's a $14 ticket. But the problem is it's not going to be $14 anymore because that same $10 you're making every day, now it's going to take you more than an hour to earn the $14. We're talking an hour and a half of work for you to buy that same movie ticket. So even though the price of things go up, your income doesn't necessarily go up. So you have to find ways to hedge your income and save some of that money. Now, I'm not a doomsday prepper. I don't think the end of the world is happening. What I am is I'm a prepper because back in 2005, when Hurricane Katrina hit, my entire family left for Houston. Well, not my entire family, but a big portion of them left for Houston, thinking like with every other hurricane, they're going to be able to go back to the New Orleans-Slidell area. Well, that wasn't the case. They found themselves trapped in Houston. And my mom's story is pretty amazing. I'll tell it one day, but not today. But they were trapped in Houston and had no place to go. And at the time, I was the only family member that didn't live in the South. So I said, come on up. My mom said, I don't know how we're going to do this. Your aunt, your uncle, your cousins, come on up. We'll figure it out. So we had a 2-bedroom house in this little town in Oklahoma City. And all of a sudden, it went from me and an extra room for my kids in a 2-bedroom house to 17 people, 11 dogs, and my landlord was awesome. Not only did he say, yeah, we know this is temporary because there's a big hurricane coming, but he says, what do you guys need? And he started providing stuff. He cut the rent for a couple months just to get us through. When I got the first light bill, holy crap, that light bill was over $1,000 and I was freaked out. And I went to my boss, who was a pastor, because I was a youth minister at the time, and I said, this is scary. And my pastor, God rest his soul, he just passed away, said, you know, we are raising money to help people from Louisiana. Give me that bill. And he paid the bill, and we're talking thousands of dollars because, yeah, a lot of people. And I only had one bathroom, which was kind of sneaky, but I did live within walking distance of a gas station and a grocery store and stuff that had restrooms, but it was one shower. So it was definitely, everybody had to take turns. Why do I say that? Because you never know when something like that is going to happen. So that's what I prep for. I don't prep for the end of the world, because if the end of the world happens, guess what? We're gone too. So if there's an entire collapse of society, it's probably not a place you want to be anyway. But if there's just a partial collapse like we've seen in the past, it's just a matter of getting yourself from A to B to C, okay? And a lot of people want to be at C. But right now, with the pandemic, with everything that's happening, with the bombings in Syria and all this crazy stuff, the economy is going to get affected. And with people out of work and not wanting to work because their unemployment benefits are actually better than what they were making before, that's going to cause more money to be printed. And as more money gets printed, we start to see the value of that dollar go down. So when someone doesn't have to work at all and they're making $16 an hour and you're busting your tail and you're making $9 an hour or $7 an hour, that's pretty darn messed up. So you have to hedge yourself. How do you hedge yourself? Well, you invest. You do what rich people are doing right now, okay? Elon Musk, who I'm really disappointed in right now, just said something crazy. And that was, he wasn't going to take Bitcoin for Teslas anymore. So he announced that he was going to do Tesla Bitcoin, and all of a sudden, he is no longer going to accept Bitcoin. So what does that mean? That means everybody who had a couple pennies in Bitcoin, especially as poor people, as lower people, well, they all sold. And so Bitcoin started going down, and all the poors started selling and not keeping it. Well, that's what happened last time when it shot up to 16,000. People mortgaged their houses, and then all of a sudden, it dropped down to 7. And then people freaked out and lost everything. And it was because they took debt to buy this stuff. So you can't borrow your way out of debt. And I wish I could take credit for that, but that's a Dave Ramsey thing. You can't borrow your way out of debt because it eventually comes due. So what do we do in times of crisis and a pandemic and economy and all this stuff? Well, we have to get creative. First off, if you don't provide a service, you need to learn how to provide a service, okay? Because even when the economy's bad, people are going to still need things done that they don't want to do. This is an opportunity for you to just excel and get wealthy and change your stars. There are people that make a fortune cleaning up poop in people's backyards, and all they got to do is go over their little poop scooper, stick it in the dirt, throw it in the back of the truck, and they go, and they're getting paid like $50 to do that because people don't want to do it. So find something that you're good at that a lot of people don't want to do. Like for me, for example, I've learned how to work with bees. And unfortunately, we don't have bees right now because of the freeze and all the stuff that we're doing. We're going to go back into bees. We're storing up our equipment. But right now, I have a bee suit and I have a skill. And guess what? When someone has bees somewhere and they need those removed, they're not going to call. I mean, a lot of people are just going to kill them, but most people aren't going to kill bees because they're not going to have the poison to kill them. And then, so there's a skill there. So learn a skill. Your hobby can be a skill. To learn how to market it. Also, park your money in places. I'm not telling you that the U.S. dollar isn't stable right now, but the U.S. dollar is not stable right now. And it blows my mind that we're just continuing to spend money and borrow money and borrow money and borrow money and borrow money. And the stock markets are doing this, and you see people manipulating this and stuff with the Robin Hood. Then you got cryptocurrency, and you got, all right, everybody back up. Take a breath. Here's what you got to do, okay? All of this stuff is beyond your control. The only thing you can control is what you personally have control of. So what do look in the mirror, you have control over. You have control over the knowledge you put in your head. So if you're in an echo chamber, get out of that echo chamber, because I listen to news. I actually go to sources. I follow people that are actually on the ground, or I follow people that are following people that are on the ground and not going through editors and all that stuff. So when I get the news, usually I see the raw footage, and then I start to see the commentary everywhere. And that's why I'm like kind of ahead of the game, because I've already seen the news before it's reported on CNN or Fox News and stuff like that. So I formulate an opinion pretty fast, and then I start listening to what they're saying, and then that's when I come and respond, okay? So this is a conglomeration of a bunch of information that I've gained from all these news networks. Elon Musk not taking Bitcoin anymore because it hurts the environment. Elon Musk not selling Bitcoin. Going to hold it. All right, rich people do stuff. Think about what they're doing. If they're holding Bitcoin, Elon Musk is a pretty wealthy dude. If he's holding Bitcoin, not selling it, that means there's people that are freaking out saying, oh crap, I thought Tesla was going to take this. Listen, guys, he didn't say they weren't going to take it. He said there's an environmental issue. What he did say was, we're holding it. So read between the lines, and this is what I'm thinking. This is what a couple other commentators are saying. If they're holding it, they're not getting rid of it. They're just holding it. They're not going to give it to anybody, and they just collect a whole bunch of it from people. Don't you think you should probably hold it? So a lot of people are trying to get rich off of Dogecoin and Shiba Inu and all this other crazy stuff. If you want to get rich off of that stuff, your boat has probably sailed. Because a lot of these little tokens, they're not coins in cryptocurrency, they're tokens, don't do squat. Doge doesn't do squat. It's just a joke. The only way you're going to make money off of Doge is have some, and as soon as it spikes up, sell off everything that you spent ahead of time and buy more Doge. But I did in a previous video, I bought these little copper rounds. These are Doge coins. They've already, 2 weeks, they've already gone up in value. And guess what? It doesn't matter what a computer does, a crash, EMP or whatever. These are solid copper. You can pound these into plates if you want. This is an ounce of copper. So copper is going, lumber is going, Bitcoin is kind of tracking with lumber right now, which is kind of weird, you know. Dollar usually tracks with it. But I'm building a house, and let me tell you, lumber sucks. It is expensive. And I had to take on a small loan. And this sucks because I hate taking loans. It's debt-free, debt-free, debt-free. We have paid for every single nail and board that has gone into our house. And it finally, we got to the point where I am kind of nervous about what the economy is doing. I don't think lumber is going to go down anytime soon. And a friend of mine offered to help us out. No interest, short-term loan. We had 3 months planned. We have a 3-month loan. That's what we did from a buddy. No interest, that had the means, and he did not want to keep that money parked probably in a bank account because it was going to lose value. And he could bless us by allowing us to buy that lumber ahead of time. Like I said, 3 months. We're not talking. This is I was very clear. I have to pay you back before my anniversary. No later than Christmas, because I will not have an anniversary party, a big old blast, or a great Christmas for my kids if I owe anybody, and especially my friends. So I'm being really clear. We did that to save his money, okay? He's got his money parked in my lumber. My money is parked in his lumber. So I don't mind paying him back inflation because it's going to him. We have a plan. We have it budgeted. It's written down. We had to speed it up. And not only because of the economy, but because we have a baby on the way in 3 weeks. So this gentleman happens to be pretty involved in our family. So I digress. Debt is still a dumb thing to have right now, especially right now. Because when you have debt, you're going to have people knocking on your doors, and they're going to be beating down your doors when nobody has any money, and it's just... So, take a breath. There's a lot going on in your world. There's pandemics and vaccines and crypto and space and Mars, and there's all kinds of stuff. So take a step back. Find out what you have control over. I don't have a lot of money. I am building a house. We spend a couple bucks a month on silly stuff, like little coins. And I get the pure coins, silver or copper, because the coins have a collectible value. This is a little Doge guy. It's the Doge. You see, it's the Doge. So, yeah. So if Doge dies, everything dies, we still have this copper, and copper can be used. And then we do silver because I want coins. Don't do gold because gold's pretty expensive. But I am looking at some other metals that are needed in solar panels, so I will be talking about those. I don't know how to pronounce one, but I'll do a show on it. But there is another metal out there that's a little more expensive than silver. It's in the platinum family. So I don't know why my phone's going off. My platinum, it's in a platinum family, so it's a little more valuable, and it's needed for solar panels, solar cells, and things like that. So there might be an opportunity there. I'm not going to tell you what the name of it is, because we know what happens when people do that. They take financial advice from a pothead in a closet that looks like an outhouse. So, no, but seriously, guys, think about what you're doing. Make sure your four walls are taken care of. Debt is evil. Kick it out of your house. Do whatever you can. It's worth it. It sucks while you're fighting through it, man. But when you start to see progress, it is so wonderful. And you can see, it's amazing to me that I used to make so much money and was not able to get debt free because we constantly had to reinvest and do some stuff. And now I make a little bit of money, and I've been investing in my head, and my inability to actually do stuff outside this property has given me the ability to do this. So it's just different. I'm about to be debt free on a fixed disability income. And right now I'm smiling and I'm in a lot of pain, but man, it feels good to be debt free. So I'm hoping by this day next year, which is my birthday. So today is my birthday, May 13th. Yeah, I don't use it for anything, so you guys, the hackers, can't find it. So May 13th. By my birthday next year, I expect to be a 45-year-old retired veteran. That's it. And I'm going to love my family, and hopefully my kids that aren't here very often or haven't been here in a while will see this video and know that I am ready to relax and sit on the porch and watch the sunsets and sunrises, because every day is special. Don't forget that. When it comes down to it, doesn't matter how much is in your bank, doesn't matter how much silver you got. The goal is to spend time with your family. We now have a space where if we have a tragedy and 100 people have to come up here, we're good. Like, we're so good. And not because we have a lot of stuff, and not because we have a lot of money, but we have a lot of love, we have a lot of space, and everything else is easy. So until next time, work hard, be kind, and have fun.